I wonder why some people call gouging fire game porn. And hello?
Mr. Uzi. Feared it was time we had another little chat. I trust by now you've worked out who I am.
Ah, if it isn't the guy with the funny accent, yeah. What can I do for you today?
It's Stryker. Detective Inspector Max Stryker with the DLPD.
Wait, the DLPD? Okay, now that I've heard of. And look, I appreciate the help that you did for me the other day, but I hope you know that I'm not here to make some trouble. I'm here just for the competition. You're not trying to arrest me, are you? And are you the one that keeps making everything black and white?
I still don't know about all that. As far as arresting you, well, I guess that remains to be seen. So let's see if we can establish a little trust. Check your email. Should be one from me. I need you to send me over the current rankings in your division.
Sure, I guess. Yeah, I can do that. Just one sec.
Interesting. I'd heard the Costa Rican was making moves. Looks like you're doing pretty well for yourself as well. What the hell is the Dome Fanatic doing up there? That don't make any sense.
I don't know what to tell you, Detective Strider. He's just doing really well.
That's Stryker. And yeah, I've heard that before. So that's how things are over there. All pretty close, but I guess that's to be expected. Good to know. I appreciate this, Mr. Uzi.
Okay, but still gotta ask, man. Why are you helping me help you with all of this? And how did you even get this number?
The number ain't important. Look at how well you've been doing lately. You know you're a target. You know people are gunning for you. That makes you less corruptible. People want to take you down far more than they want to work with you. And that makes you useful to me.
That's good, I guess? Listen, man, this is just getting super weird for me. I just want to keep having my battles and continue my journey, Mr. Stringer.
It's Stryker. Hey, look, I got another call coming in. I'm sure I'll be in touch again soon, Mr. Uzi. And please try and get my name right next time.
Weirdo.
Dumbass. Detective Inspector Stryker speaking.
Good afternoon, Mr. Stryker. I have a message to pass on to you.
Who the hell is this?
I would request that you check your messages, Detective Inspector. I have been asked to inform you that Don Mefesto sends his kindest regards and wishes you the most pleasant of days.
Hey, who the... Hello? Hello? Son of a bitch. Alright. Let's see what this is all about.
Detective, you motherfucking coward piece of shit. You really think you can fuck with the mafia? You send your motherfucking assistant detective, whatever, clown. Got smoked. Got smoked. Wiped the floor with him. You wanna be next? Try to be next? Life doesn't teach you anything, I see. Okay, detective. If you wanna play this game, we'll play this game. Pull up, pussy. Dadon! Dadon! Dadon!
Son of a bitch. Oh, you're so going down, Don Mefesto. This is the last time you pull this crap.
Hello everyone, Shroomraver here and welcome to Pokémon Premier League Week 5. Yes indeed, now, last time we took our second loss, currently sitting at 2-2. And things don't get any easier. We are today going to be taking on, let me see if I get this right, the Don Mefesto, and Nice Jynx. A very threatening team that he has got, as you'll see on screen. He can choose from Kyurem, Landorus Incarnate, Lokix, Raikou, Feraligatr, Skeledirge, Cobalion, Abomasnow, Wigglytuff, Smeargle, Volbeat, and Oranguru. He's got a lot of mileage out of that Tera bug Lokix. His Smeargle can also go normal, ghost, and water. There's a lot of prominent threats on his team. Kyurem and Lando Eye, Lokix obviously. The Feraligatr is a new addition. He also has, of course, the Aurora support from Abomasnow, and those like last 4 mons, they may look like a bit sort of jokey mons, but they can all do a good amount of work, so we're going to be taking them pretty seriously. So let's take a look at what we have got to take him on. We are starting off with Expert Belt Greninja. We've got a physical set here actually, with Liquidation, Protect, Low Kick, and U-Turn. This is basically just going to be sort of U-turning around as much as possible. Low Kick on there in case he wants to bring the Cobalion, break a potential Chople early to try and make way for Ogerpon and others of my mons to do some work. I don't think he'll be anticipating particularly a physical set, so this might be able to catch him with the element of surprise. To support, as I say, Ogerpon Cornerstone here, we actually have a speedy bulky set with near max HP and speed with just a little put into attack on there. Ivy Cudgel, Leech Seed, Spiky Shield, and U-Turn. If I can Tera this Ogerpon up, then it will be able to at least take a hit from the low kicks and maybe do some Spiky Shield shenanigans. Leech Seed is there for that potential switch into the Cobalion on me, and then U-turn out into something to better take it on. Third up, Mew. We have a Tangerberry Mew in case I need to take a hit in a pinch from, again, that low kicks. But this is a specially defensive set, 200 HP, max special defense with 48 into special attack. Volt Switch, Future Sight, Ice Beam, and Stealth Rock. Getting rocks up early would be nice. His removal options aren't amazing. Volt Switch just to get out of there when I need to. This is mainly here to take on that Landorus. I'm anticipating the Landorus to come with Life Orb, Timid, Sheer Force, all that good stuff. Earth Power, probably Focus Blast and Sludge Wave for my potential Tera Rotom, which would otherwise wall him completely. And I'll have enough special attack on there to Oko him with the Ice Beam. That's pretty much Mew's job. If I can sponge a hit from Kyurem as well, that'd be great. I'm putting money on Kyurem coming, Scarfed. It looks really good into me. And Rocks up just in case, you know, that will always be nice. Then we have my dedicated lead, Loaded Dice Haxorus. I don't want to play this game with webs, and Mefesto has shown a love of setting up webs early with the Smeargle. We have Scale Shot, Sub, Earthquake, and Swords Dance. Now, Mefesto has faced off enough against Loaded Dice multi-hit moves against his Smeargle to know that Haxorus will have that if he wants to lead with Smeargle. So I'm actually going to lead this. If I see the Smeargle, I'm clicking Sub and trying to do a lot of early breaking with Haxorus in that regard. Now, the Feraligatr is a new mon on the team, and we have to have something to try and take it on, and that is actually going to be Physically Defensive Toxicroak. We have 152 HP, max defense, and the rest into speed. It's on an air balloon, it has dry skin, it has Drain Punch, Sucker Punch, Knockoff, and Toxic. If he brings that Gator, he won't be able to hit me with Stab. His best coverage move is Earthquake, he won't be able to hit me with that either. And there is a chance he just won't be able to hit me at all, or I can start spreading Toxics around, knocking off items, keeping myself healthy with Drain Punch, and maybe in the end game going for Sucker Punches to try and get Chip for something else. For example, my Choice Scarfed Chandelure, the last member of my team. Flame Body on there, because I don't really need Flash Fire, and it'd be nice to snag a burn on the likes of the low kicks if I come in on like a first impression. maybe even the Cabalion with Iron Head, something like that. We have Fire Blast, Shadow Ball, Energy Ball, and Curse. I was considering Memento, but I think that Curse is going to be more useful to force his mons out rather than give me more setup opportunities. So Curse is on there as like a last gasp thing, but Chandelure can do a lot of damage to him. But that is going to be my team going into this one. Both of us really need a win to keep our hopes alive, so let's get into the battle and see what the Don decided to bring against me. So here we go, and the Don has brought Smeargle, Low Kicks for Alligator, the Landorus, Oranguru, Wigglytuff. So a lot of things I wasn't expecting. No Volbeat is nice to mess with my setup. No Kyurem is huge. Like, I am really happy not to see Kyurem in this matchup. He does have that Smeargle, which could be a Sticky Web lead, so my lead doesn't change. I'm going with Loaded Dice Haxorus, and we're going to see if we can hit him really hard straight off the bat. So, here we go with the Week 5 matchup against Mefesto and the Nice Jynx. As you'll see, he is going to lead straight off with his Landorus Incarnate as I go with Haxorus. This is not a good lead for me. He outspeeds me, and he will just OHKO me with Earth Power if that's what he chooses to do. But this is what Mew is here for. I will take 2 Earth Powers. I will OHKO him with Ice Beam if that's what he chooses to be sticking around for. So I'm just going to hard switch into Mew straight off the bat and see what he wants to do. So, going to get out of there with Haxorus. Don't want to be staying in here. I'm going to need Haxorus later on. And I'm going to go into my specially defensive Mew as Mefesto just opts to get up his rocks. This is fine. I now will definitely take 2 hits from him if he is that special set. And I should be able to just OHKO him with Ice Beam straight off and get a really good start on an early 6-5 lead. So in comes that Earth Power. As you'll see, that's doing just under half, which is perfect. He's looking like that Life Orb set. We're going to go for Ice Beam, and it turns out that he is a Sash lead, which is fair. That probably should have been expected given that was his lead off. But we're definitely going to take another hit, and I just want this guy off the field. So going to click Ice Beam again, and pretty much hope that he just stays in. So in comes that second Earth Power. Mew is left on a little smidgen of health. The Ice Beam is going to come in and take out the Landorus. Now, Mew is at a very revengeable range, but honestly, this is what Mew was here for. So by Mew getting rid of Landorus, even if it goes down to a revenge now, I'll take that trade any day of the week. So in comes the Smeargle now. I should be outspeeding this guy. Smeargle is not particularly quick. I'm just going to click Volt Switch just to get on out of there and go directly into my Haxorus, because if he was ever going to get up webs, now would pretty much be the perfect time to do so. So I want to get into Haxorus, get myself behind a sub as quick as poss, potentially on those webs. He might not be able to break my sub, and then we can start doing big things with Haxorus, hopefully. Now the Don is actually going to surprise me here by going for the Shadow Sneak, and slightly even more surprisingly, he does KO. That implies that he has some investment with this guy, able to take out Mew. But as I say, I'll take the Mew for the Landorus trade any day. He hasn't got webs up, which is nice. That means I can get a nice free switch into Haxorus and hopefully set up a sub in front of this Smeargle and start clicking Scale Shot / Swords Dance. So in comes Haxorus. Take a bit of rocks damage, that's fine. And we have Mold Breaker because why not? Now, as I say, my plan in front of Smeargle is to just click sub. If he's choiced, then he's not going to want to stay in because there's no way he's doing enough damage to me with Shadow Sneak. He might not even break a sub, even if he is like Choice Banded or something, which, looking at the damage to Mew, I know it's super effective, but it might well be Choice Band. So either way, I'm going to click sub and probably just click Scale Shot in front of whatever comes in if it isn't the Wigglytuff. So that is the plan. Hoping that he's just going to switch on out of here into something else. And that is what he's going to do. Out of there goes the Smeargle. And as you'll see, he's going to go into the Danger Man. That is the Low Kicks. Now, this is really good for me. We're now behind a sub. He's not going to be able to take us out even if he goes for First Impression. But I can't take the risk of him being Choice Scarfed, so I can't click Sword Stance. I just have to click Scale Shot here and see what he wants to do to break my sub. Now, as it turns out, he's not clicking First Impression and he's not Scarfed. So, I'm going to click Scale Shot. We get the first hit, we get the second, we're going to get at least 4 because of those loaded dice. There's the third. In comes number 4, and we do get the 5th hit, and that is going to clean take out the low kicks. One of the big threats on Don Mefesto's team is immediately gone from the field of play, and I was incredibly happy to see that happen. Now, the Don is going to waste no time in going into Wigglytuff, let me tell you. I cannot click Scale Shot, obviously, and I was calcing from a potential offensive Wigglytuff, worst case scenario. Hyper Voice through my sub still will not kill me, and I'll definitely outspeed, so I'm just going to click Swords Dance here, because he's either going to have to click Hyper Voice, which won't kill through the sub, or break it with Dazzling Gleam, and then I can get a big +2 Earthquake off and really start breaking his bulky core. So, here comes the Swords Dance. I'm sitting at +2/+1, I'm looking in a fantastic position to sweep through potentially the rest of Don Mefesto's team, and then he goes for Alluring Voice. I forgot this was a move, completely forgot. Down goes Haxorus, and that is a problem. I really, in hindsight, should have just taken my damage with Earthquake and seen if I could two-shot without getting the boost, but Haxorus goes down. It has taken out one of the biggest threats on the Don's team, but now we can go into one of our own big threats. In and hitting the field comes Ogerpon. We've taken the rocks damage. There is no Sturdy, there is no point staying as we are, so ladies and gentlemen, finally, for the first time this season, we are terroring Ogerpon. Yes, it's finally happening. Ogerpon's going to Tera up and get that Embody aspect. The defense boost isn't going to matter against a Wigglytuff. And we are going to click that big boosted Ivy Cudgel. This is going to do big damage. But as you'll see, it doesn't take him out because we don't have match attack investment. He's going to go for Ice Beam. That's not going to do a whole huge amount to us because of our max HP. It does mean that we're going to be able to just click Ivy Cudgel again and clean out this Wigglytuff. It's just unfortunate this is the 1 week I decided to bring max HP and not max attack. So, in comes the subsequent Ivy Cudgel. That is obviously going to take out the Wigglytuff from there. Down it goes, having taken out our Haxorus, but now we are in with Terastallized Ogerpon Cornerstone. Now in comes the Oranguru. Now, because I don't have max attack, this probably won't take out Oranguru. It's decently naturally bulky, but the way he's brought it in and its role on this team, I'm fairly confident that a Trick Room is coming my way. So I'm just going to look at my team and see what's going to be the best thing to deal with that. And the answer is going to be Chandelure, but what I want to do is U-turn on out of there into Chandelure on what I'm anticipating is going to be Trick Room. If he goes for Focus Blast, so much the better. But that is going to be my best overall play, so that's what I'm going to stick with. So here comes the U-turn. That's going to do just under half to the Oranguru. Like I say, that thing is naturally quite bulky. And it's looking to be probably invested in HP and special attack from that damage. I'm going to go into Chandelure, and as you'll see, after we take our rocks damage, it is going to be Trick Room. So, we do manage to get that right, and now we have Trick Room Oranguru, which is nothing really to sniff at. This thing is decently powerful. But as long as he doesn't have Shadow Ball, we should be able to live any one hit and take him out with Fire Blast. So in comes Psychic. That is going to do a lot of damage to Chandelure, but not quite enough to take us out. And Fire Blast is going to come in and clean out the Oranguru from there. So down goes the Trick Room threat of Oranguru, Chandelure notching another KO. So back in comes the Smeargle. Now, I don't live another rock switch in, so Chandelure has pretty much run its race here. And I'm going to have to see things out with some of my offense and the Toxicroak, which is still in the back for that Gator. I'm just going to have to click Fire Blast. If it's sashed, I might be able to break it. But Chandelure, as I say, has kind of done its job here, and we're going to have to rely on the back half of my team to see us through. And then Don Mefesto decides to Tera his Smeargle. So he is going to Tera into the Ghost type. This means that his Shadow Sneak will absolutely be killing me from this range, but he's going to outpace me in Trick Room. He's actually going to go for Last Respects, which is cool tech to have on this guy, and it's pretty much cementing in my mind that this is probably Choice Banded. We kind of got that vibe from the Shadow Sneak damage earlier against Mew. Down goes Chandelure, and now I have to deal with this Smeargle under Trick Room for a few more turns, but I have ways and means of doing so. Now I'm going to go into Greninja. He's Terra Ghost, he could well be banded, and he's had 4 Pokemon on his team go down. So Last Respects is actually going to be doing a fairly decent chunk to whatever comes in. Thankfully, I had Protect on there for the first impression on low kicks, and it's going to come in really handy here because of the fact that I'm Protean. I'm going to be able to go for Protect, turn into a normal type, and if he is indeed banded as we're suspecting, he will not be able to do anything to me. So, in comes the Protect. Protean's going to turn us into a normal type, and that is going to pretty much nullify the threat of banded Last Respect Smeargle, which in fact is. So, now we're in with Greninja, and there is nothing that he can do to us. I still have a couple of turns of Trick Room, I believe, that I need to sort of get around. I do consider going for the U-turn here, but in the end, what I want to do is just click Liquidation and take some damage on this guy. Now, the Don is actually going to stay in here with Last Respect Smeargle. I'm going to go for Liquidation. Now, this isn't going to take out the Smeargle. He's got some hefty HP investment, and here is where the Trick Room runs out. It seems to me he was sacking this off, and you'll see why later, and I should have taken that as a bit of a warning sign because the Trick Room has run out, and he is going to hard switch into his last remaining Mon. That is going to be this guy, Feraligatr. Now, this is going to take nothing from a Liquidation. If I'd have U-turned, I would have really positioned myself well with Ogerpon, probably. But this is what I brought Fingers LaRue the Toxicroak for. So what I'm going to do is U-turn out on this Feraligatr, outspeeding him now there's no Trick Room, and go into Toxicroak to try and take it on. So in comes the U-turn. That does a nominal amount of chip damage to this Gator, and I'm going to go into my Toxicroak on what I'm assuming is going to be Dragon Dance. So here we go. In comes the Toxicroak, gonna hit the field, floating on its air balloon, as you'll see right about now, and the Gator does indeed go for Dragon Dance. Now, here's the series of plays that we're going to look for. Even if he's adamant, at +1 with a Life Orb, the only way he can hit me realistically is with Ice Punch, and that will not kill even if he's adamant. So my play is to go for Knockoff, get rid of the Life Orb. That'll do some nice chip. Go for Sucker Punch on his subsequent hit, if he can hit me at all, take him down even further, go into Greninja, tank a hit, because there's no Life Orb, and get him down there with Low Kick. If that doesn't take him all the way down, I can Spiky Shield for the KO subsequently. That's the plan, that's what we're going to go for. So in comes the Ice Punch that he does have, and he crits us. That is unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. It's not the kind of hit you'd expect a Toxicroak to be able to take, but with my spread, I would have taken that hit. There's no question about it. We've done the calcs. So unfortunately, Toxicroak getting crit is going to really swerve the direction of this game. So I'm going to go into Greninja here and kind of hope that he's jolly, maybe not max invested, maybe he isn't going to be able to take us out, but the fact is, this thing is just too bulky naturally for me to be able to realistically come back from this. I am going to go for Low Kick. It's the best damaging move I have on to this guy, so we're just going to have to hope for some luck to go our way this time. He's going to go for the Liquidation. It turns out that this is indeed Adamant Gator. That Liquidation, even through the resistance, that's obviously going to take out Slippery Pete from there. And all we have left now is the Ogerpon, and even with the +1 defense boost from Body Aspect, it's not going to be taking an Adamant +1 Life Orb Liquidation from a sheer Force Gator. There is just no way. Now I'm going to go for Spiky Shield, just because I can. Bit of BM, why not? Just to kind of show him that I have it. So we're going to be protected by the Spiky Shield, but as you'll see from the damage that does to him, it's not going to be enough. Like, I'm not going to be able to click Spiky Shield enough times to completely wear this guy down. So the jig is up. He's going to go for Liquidation. That is going to take out my Ogerpon Cornerstone through its Embody Aspect mask. And that is the last of my Mons remaining, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the game. Yeah, unfortunate one, that one. It's sad. I was prepped for Gator. I thought I was prepped decently well, and you know, The Don and I have been through those last few turns. He didn't realise at the time that it mattered because, you know, Toxicroak is not known for being particularly bulky. But yeah, I mean, we've run the counts and he was adamant, he was Life Orb, he was at +1. That Ice Punch would never have KO'd Toxicroak without the crit. I'd have been able to go, as I said before, for knockoff, get rid of the Life Orb. That will do a nice bit more chip. Sucker Punch comes in, does a little bit more chip, and that would probably, without like min rolls happening, have left him in range of a Protean fighting low kick from the Greninja, and if not, it would have left him at a tiny sliver, and then the Spiky Shield would have come through for the KO. So it was rough, you know. I thought we built well, I thought we played well, outside of forgetting Alluring Voice existed. It's very unfortunate when that kind of thing happens. It's not the Don's fault, this is things we can't control. But yeah, the upshot of it is we have gone from 2-0 with a +4 diff to 2-3 with a -1 diff, which is not great. We really need to get back to winning ways. We're going to try and do that next week. It's one I'm super excited for. Probably one of the battles I've been the most excited for because we finally, for the first time ever, get to battle Seabad Chase, one of my very good friends who I'm super hyped to battle. I've been looking forward to this for a long time. But in the meantime, thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you do check out The Don. His link's down in the description along with everyone else who's involved in the PPL this season. Check him out, check them all out. They all put up fantastic content. You should really watch all of them because they're all great people and they make fantastic content, as I say. So do all that. But I'm going to get out of here. I've rambled on for far too long. So my final thank you to you all for watching. And I guess with that, I'll see you next time. Laters.